pond is pretty deep. That's deeper than you can go stock. Didn't quite want to test it this deep yet, but it happens. I'm stuck in a hole the ram dug. Idling underwater quite well. This pond is really steep. Just drops off so fast. Very annoying. Ooh, man, it's deep right now. Let's flip this sucker over. I lit underwater really well. Alright, that was a good amount of abuse. Let's see if we got any water in it. A little bit. Interesting. Not a major leak, but that's a little something. So, water is getting in somewhere. Obviously, that is unacceptable. It could be where I have the crankcase breather going through. I don't really love the way that came out. Let's do the old exhaust deep idle underwater test. So the whole air box is about a foot under now. This will tell us real quick if we've got any kind of issue. Idling, just barely. Man, these things are easy to wheelie. Again, about half a cap full of water, so very tiny leak. A leak in your snorkel if you're really brave. You back in the water with the airbox cover off. You get a flashlight, you look down in here. So I got everything underwater except for that top boot and this air intake temperature sensor. I'm not seeing anything dripping. My guess is it's going to be this air intake temperature sensor or that blue hose, but maybe it's just the airbox lid. Let's go a little bit deeper and get that temp sensor underwater. Alright, temp sensor is under. Idling away. No drips. Oh, look at that. There's a drop in there. The cap itself is leaking. That's hilarious. Sure as hell. It's the cap. You can see water coming in there, and it's not anywhere else. Well, boys, that's how you do it. You heard it almost die right there? We can drive out without sinking it. Oh yeah, we figured it out. You know, someone told me that before and I didn't believe them. Man, the cap is actually leaking. Look, there's a couple drops in there and nothing else was wet. So is there like a ridge or something? I'll be damned. Yep, there's a big ridge. There's a big groove on both sides. That's exactly what it is. I just need to sand that down, it'll be good to go. Big find, people. I told you this airbox is casted. We used a sandpaper and polished that nipple. Now we're gonna dunk her again and see if that fixes the problem. All right, it's well under. Let's give it a minute. So I just took sandpaper in my fingers and went around that nipple and polished that crease off of it, that casting mark. And I think we're gonna be good to go. So far so good. You see that's waterproof right there. I wanted to test that method out anyways. If you melt a hole in it, it's better than drilling it. You get a little more surface contact. Crankcase breather is nice and high. Looking good. Oh yeah, we fixed it, boys. We fixed it. Testing is key. Testing is key. You gotta have a pond. Otherwise you can't snorkel shit right. Problem. We fixed it. All right. It is 100% waterproof, mud puppy approved. Ready for holopole. People can't seem to figure it out. So you throw it over it. Get it close-ish on one side. I like to go to the left side first. Get it pretty close. All right, then the first thing you gotta do is get down here and line up these two little tabs with the slots in the floorboard. If you don't do that, you'll eventually wear your plastic out. Then you line this up down there, like so. Then you line this up right here, like so. Give it a whack. Go back to the other side. Line up these little tabs at the bottom again, just like you did on the other side. Okay. Then you can start snapping stuff. Line that up. Line this top one up. People complain a lot about these plastics, and that's because they never had an old Foreman. Those things had 1,000 pieces of plastic with 30,000 snips. This is nothing. I like to reach my hand back up in here. Then you can feel the grommet, get it lined up, pop that in. You can't do that on the other side because your snorkel's in the way, but you can pull it out, put your fingers back here and feel it, line it up that way. Boom.